Despite the controversy surrounding Palworld, it is a massive success. Today we got an update and some news surrounding Palworld in its first week, and this is colossal. Despite this game being an Ark Survival knockoff and a Pokemon rip, it seems like the outrage is being completely muzzled by the 7 million people playing the game currently. In just 5 days, 7 million people have downloaded Palworld on Steam alone. That's roughly $210 million generated from Steam. Yes, only Steam, excluding Xbox and Game Pass. I'm sure that Xbox and Game Pass wrote them a fat check as well. And while we're on the subject of platforms, I wanted to point out that one of the community managers had actually mentioned that PlayStation isn't necessarily off of the table. It's just not on the menu right now. There's a lot of comparisons that I'd like to make right now to Fortnite, because in 2017, the game looked completely different than Fortnite does in current day. Palworld is currently in early access and it has a massive start. Fortnite in 2 weeks had 10 million downloads, Palworld in 5 days had 7 million downloads. If they keep this same trajectory going, this will actually surpass Fortnite's beginnings, which is insane because, as I just mentioned, it's not even on PlayStation yet, and this is just a very early game. However, Fortnite made a name for themselves using that spotlight and realizing that that spotlight in gaming is sometimes very temporary. However, Fortnite really took advantage of the spotlight, made sure they invested in their own game. Gamers have a very small attention span, and sometimes games come and go. Games like Fortnite have staying power because they take care of their game. Well, Palworld just recently released a roadmap for the early access to show us everything that they're going to be working on going forward. Before we go over that, I hope that you guys like and subscribe. Subscribing and liking really helps my channel out a lot, and I am this close to a major goal I can't wait to announce very soon. Let's get into Palworld's official Twitter handle, which gave us a tweet that had a roadmap. The future of Palworld. We would like to share with you our roadmap for Palworld. Sales have far exceeded the development team's expectations, and we're currently experiencing many problems due to the excessive access congestion, among other challenges. We will prioritize improving this issue first and then move on to implementing new in-game features. Thank you for understanding. So essentially what they're saying here is that they're going to focus on making sure that the core mechanics of the game are functioning before they start adding onto the game. Early access roadmap. Addressing critical issues. Currently, numerous bugs have been identified and we are prioritizing fixing those. Sometimes the world day may experience rollbacks, meaning that sometimes your save state game will have a day that rolls backwards, meaning that like you've spent 26 days in a server and maybe it rolls back to 19. That's annoying as well. Guys, I also had a save state issue at one point. It was really early in the game. I had a power outage and I came back and my world was completely gone. It only happened once and it was really early in the game, early enough for me not to get frustrated with the idea of it happening, but if it happened again, it would be devastating. So I really hope that that never happens again and they're addressing that as well. Improvements to implement ASAP. Configuration improvements. Improvements to base PAL AI and pathing. They're essentially just going to smooth out a few things that we've all seen that might look a little janky with the AI. PvP. I can't stress enough how I think this game is going to change and feel way more like Rust than it does Ark as soon as PvP comes out. PvP comes out, like you're going to have like battles of bases because you can have like 32 or 34 people in a single lobby, and you can have guilds of people that are up to a certain amount, and then you can have those guilds and factions fighting each other on different islands. As long as they incentivize the PvP, that gives you extremely nice rewards and makes it really fun. I can't see this going wrong. It's going to build the shelf life of this game up immensely. Raid bosses for end game content. That reminds me a little bit of World of Warcraft. Like you get to build your character up as fast as you can, and even for like a single player monument, it even makes sense to just have the fun building your character up, and then at the end you get like this big raid to work up toward. PAL Arena PvP for PALs. This is sick. I think that this is really going to incentivize people to make the strongest PALs and find the meta for move sets and find the best PALs and breed them to be the best versions of themselves. It's going to incentivize hunting and using the incubators and building up your base as much as possible to have efficiency. Having a PAL Arena really will show who has the best PAL, which is going to be so much fun. Steam to Xbox crossplay. This is really cool because I do have some friends that are on console that I would enjoy playing this game with. I would also like to see cross progression, but I do realize that's a very steep ask. However, I really like the idea of playing on my PC and streaming to you guys, and then going on my couch and playing it on Xbox from the same save state, so this way I can just like build my character up. I do that with Tears of the Kingdom and it works out really well. I really hope that at some point in the future we could do that. Various Xbox feature improvements. This is really nice because Xbox is probably really going to be played way more than you think. The Steam numbers are very high. However, it's probably really popular on console. Server transfers and migrations is really cool. I really wonder how they're going to go about this. I know in certain games you have to pay to have that happen because it is taxing on the back end of things, and you don't want people doing it frequently because it probably will tax a lot on the server's health. So I do wonder if this is going to be something that they're going to like incentivize for like a monetary standpoint, or if I'm going to be able to just like literally transfer my character over to anybody's lobby with my full PAL set and everything that I have, just moving into their world. Improvements to the building system. I've saw that coming and I was crossing my fingers for it. And it wasn't just a learning curve. Like the stairs really were difficult to make. Didn't go over very well. I think that there's a lot of roadblocks that they made with the building that was kind of glitchy, but you know, I was willing to deal with it because the game is so fun. Now, this last one really makes me excited. And I know that it's probably in the very far future. Most likely when the game is out of early access, they'll release it for $60. And this is probably going to be like the big update. But new islands, pals, bosses, and technologies. This is essentially just saying we're making a massive expansion to the game. We plan on adding new species, new technology to go with those species, and obviously a new island for them to live on, as well as new bosses to challenge them with. Like I said before, guys, I think that when a game invests in itself, instead of just taking the cash, put it in their pocket and saying this game's going to be on autopilot, they're actually investing it back into the game, and this is like very early transparency. These are very early promises for a game that has only been out for less than a week. Let me know in the comments what you think about this update. I think it's a major win. Wumbo, like size 1000, bald Helvetica W. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment. As I said, I'm about to hit a milestone on this platform, so please help a brother out. See you guys in the next video. Let me know if you like the Palworld content.